welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to talk about our time in Korea. And if you like what's coming, make sure you like and subscribe and leave a comment.
You're doing so good.
I said my YouTube channel.
Hi everyone.
Hi, everyone.
How are you? We are back at it again.
How many months later?
8 months.
The last time we did this was in January.
I don't know if you guys watched my other videos. I have 2 videos up. I'll try and remember to put them here, even though I won't. We're talking about like our months here, the culture shock that and like funny stories that we first experienced. If you're coming to Korea and you're like have no idea what the hell to expect, you should go watch those.
Yeah, we had been here for like 2 or 3 months at that point, so we really didn't know anything.
Babies. We had no idea what
and
to
hardly
expect.
knew each other. And look at us now. Hey, look at us.
Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
We are going to be talking about 5 things that we like about Korea a year in, and 5 things that if we could change, maybe we'd have a different opinion. Because I don't want to say that we don't like it. We love the country so much.
And these are all just our personal opinions from our own experiences. Like, we're not generalizing opinions.
And we're not complaining because we love it.
Yeah.
So much. I mean, we've been here for a year. We work here, live here.
It's more like 5 things we love and then like 5 little quirks that
you get used to, and they're kind of like funny now that you're a year in, and you're like, oh my god, this is so annoying.
And also, in our last video, we had a bottle of soju. Brought her back today. It's obviously not the same one from 8 months ago. Like, I just made it sound like.
Let's start the video. I'm doing the full thing.
They say that if your soju tastes bitter, it means like you had a pretty good day. And if your soju tastes sweet, then you had quite a rough day. How's your taste?
Strong, bitter.
Yeah, me too. Well, I'm glad you had a good day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So let's start off with the first like of the video, culture around food. So the food, and also kind of ties into like coffee culture. So we'll talk about that, like the cafe. Such a thing here. That both before we came here, we're like, be able to drink coffee. Like, do they have coffee?
I did not research anything before I came to Korea because honestly, I was scared it would make me not want to come.
Yeah, and the only prep that we did before we literally moved was watching Conan O'Brien Korea.
Yeah, Conan Without Borders.
Conan Without Borders.
It's so funny. You should watch it.
And we both were like, that's the only thing we watched. Everyone else was like practicing Korean and learning, had all these apps, and we were like, I think we're behind. I recommend doing that because you don't want to set any expectations for yourself. Like, anything you watch online or even this video, not going to be your experience. Everyone thinks of things different ways. But back to the food culture. So the food culture here is honestly all about sharing.
Yeah, it's all about sharing,
it's
all
so
about
cute.
Community.
Everything's served in like a hot pot type style. Korean barbecue is probably something that you've heard about, even if you don't know anything about Korea, where it's just on like in the middle of the table and everyone eats together. You never eat alone. And when you can't like go to restaurants and eat alone. There's some restaurants that let you, but typically it's like they serve you huge portions because they're
meant for sharing. Yeah. I love how it's about like bringing everyone together.
It's so cute.
Yeah, and I saw a quote. What was it? I don't know. What the fuck is it?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I'm gonna look it up. Just cut this all out.
Yeah, no, it will.
Okay, just edit all of that out.
Cafes here are like insane. Coffee on every corner. Like, it's all so aesthetically pleasing. Picture perfect.
Yeah, like, it's so true.
There's photo ops everywhere.
I've never been to so many cafes in my life. They're all made to be like Instagrammable, and they go at all hours of the day. Like,
except some of them don't open till 11 a.m.
Yeah, most of them don't open until early afternoon.
Because people literally go to cafes for everything. They always are studying there. Like, such a typical weekend for someone to go to a cafe and then cafe hopping and go to a dessert cafe, because like certain cafes specialize in certain things, and like you can get your boba, crazy things, like a lot of dessert.
And a lot of them are like themed, like Harry Potter cafe.
Oh, I went to Harry Potter
Cat cafe. It's like children's cafes. Like,
there's so many.
Anything that you want.
It's famous for cafes. Like, it's honestly amazing.
And there's so many streets designed just for rows and rows of cafes.
Called Cafe Street.
Yeah. In Seoul and Gangnam, there's Cafe Street. There's one in my city, Changwon. It's just crazy. Like, and people go there after they eat too. Like, that's never anything that did you ever do that?
No, never. I used
like
to,
after a meal, people go to a cafe.
I used to,
it's like standard.
Yeah, I wanted to be like the girl that like sat in cafes, but like I just wasn't. But now like we are those girls.
I know. It's like, what do you do? Let's just go to a cafe.
And like we've just had so many good laughs, so many good conversations in these cafes. And I never went to Starbucks so much either. Starbucks is huge.
Yeah, it's so huge here.
Crazy.
Starbucks is cool too here because like there's different drinks than what the US and Canada has. You're able to try all these fun new drinks. Like the cherry blossom drink comes out in the spring.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know. But I will say that they don't have any pumpkin spice anything here.
No.
So that's been really hard to deal with.
They're not basic. Number 2, we have shopping.
Gombe.
Gombe. Oh, the shopping here is so good.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna be able to shop anywhere.
The fashion is so good. The style's so good. Like, no matter what you're shopping for.
Skincare,
like, and a lot of stores are so specialized. Like in the US, you can go to Walmart, Target, like whatever you want, and it has everything you need. A lot of times, like, stores are just very specialized here. That kind of took some getting used to.
Yeah.
But the selection,
Art Box.
I
did a haul
so good.
way back on my channel, and it's just a stationery store, but the stationery is like insane.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
So cute, so aesthetically pleasing. But I could have talked about this in like our dislikes, but size options for clothing here is not very inclusive at all.
Not at all.
And even at international stores like Zara, H&M, like their sizes don't go up very high. And I don't know, it's just like,
it's very,
a lot of it
made
is
only
one
for
size,
Koreans,
and a lot of it is just one size fits all, or it'll say free size.
Yeah.
And it'll legit be like extra small.
It's like
small.
a giant Brandy Melville. That's what the country's like for shopping. Anyone that like is above like a size 10,
so
even
hard.
that, even over a 6, seriously, it's like one of the highest sizes you can go. And when you're buying makeup, the shade ranges, there's 3 colors.
There's 3 colors.
And it's just so, it's so advanced yet so not socially advanced. I mean,
like with the skin color thing, I guess I try to remember that Korea is like the most homogenous country in the world. Yeah. Still, it's like you gotta get with the times. 3 shades is like,
especially in Seoul, there's so many international people.
Yeah, exactly. We kind of have skewed views because our towns are very small in comparison to Seoul.
Like we're in the very south. It's considered the most conservative province that we're in too. Maybe there's stores in Seoul that like have better options, but from what we know, there is not. Number 3, the hospitality and
everyone
how
is
helpful
so nice.
Everyone
is so kind and patient, and it makes me think about how like in the US people judge
everything,
people from other countries for not knowing English. And I'm just
I couldn't even imagine someone yelling at me to go back to my country.
Oh my god,
like they, if I say one word in Korean, they think it's like amazing, and they're so happy that I'm like trying to like learn their language.
They're so appreciative, and
nobody hypes me up like the servers at Korean restaurants, like the older ladies.
Oh yeah.
Nobody hypes me up more than them. Like
you
they're
say
just so
hello
kind.
or thank you in Korean, and they're just like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're so cute.
It's so cute, and it's so, I don't know, just kind of like humbling, I guess.
Yeah, and this goes back to like food culture too. They love to feed you. Like when we were at our friends last weekend, it was just like she eating an army. Like she was setting up, we ordered chicken and pizza and it had wine, and then she made us a charcuterie board, and then she made us ramyeon, which like is Korean ramen, and then she made us,
we were like, we're so full, like we don't need any more, and she was like, oh really, but I still have tteokbokki. Yeah. And we were like, please.
We were like begging her. That's such a first world problem. We were literally begging her to like stop feeding us. Yeah. But like they would just never want to see you hungry, and like they love sharing their culture and especially their food with you.
I lost my ID in Seoul. LOL.
Oh my god.
And I had to go to the immigration office, and I was alone. Found out I couldn't pay with a credit card, so I had to get some cash out of the ATM. Didn't know how to find an ATM here. Walked like a kilometer looking for one. He walked with me to the nearest ATM because I couldn't understand his Korean direction. He took time out of his day to walk me to the ATM.
When I've been in Seoul or Busan, like people have like gotten up for me to sit in their seat in the subway. Where I live, there's no English translations on signs just because I'm very in like the south.
Jeonju's very rural.
Very rural.
I mean, I guess technically
it's half a million people, but like it's still considered.
But Seoul has
rural.
25 million people.
So do the math.
In comparison.
Yeah. So when I first got here, like going to visit her at like the bus station, I'd get so nervous. All I would have to do was like literally just show someone my ticket, and whenever like Changwon bus would come, they'd like make sure that I got on the bus. They would just like make sure that I like got on the bus safe and sound. Number 4 is the public transportation. So cheap.
So cheap.
So clean.
So clean.
So fast. Efficient. Effective. That's it. That's how I would describe it, honestly.
I will say that I do wish that Changwon had a subway system.
Yeah. There's over 1 million people here, so like it's probably just like on the border of like Haiwan. But Busan
it's pretty close to Busan, but it does have a pretty decent bus system. Taxis are so cheap here.
So cheap. And like the thing with them is that when you're not moving, it's pause. But like at home, the meter just always is running.
When we went to
and
Jeju,
it's like $3. It starts out at like $3 and it only goes up like, I don't know. I don't know, but
when we were in Jeju about a month ago, we don't have international driver's license. If you are thinking about coming to Korea, please get your international driver's license in your home country because it is a lot more difficult here. When we were in Jeju, we had to take a cab from Jeju City to a place called Seogwipo. It was about an hour taxi drive, right?
Yeah, or a little over.
An hour taxi ride, and it was about $40 US. Good, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for an hour taxi cab ride,
that's at home. That's like $200.
Yeah.
Like literally, cabs are so expensive. Super easy to figure out. The buses leave for everywhere every like 30 minutes. So like you can always get a bus.
Inner city buses.
Yeah. A lot of people here don't have cars, and that's why like a lot of the population relies on public transportation, and it's just like so amazing. And like the country's small anyway, so for me to go to Seoul, which is like a 4.5-hour bus ride, what is it, a ticket on like a normal express bus is like 35 to 40 Canadian dollars for one way, and it's like a solid 4.5 hours of driving, and it's a nice bus.
Yeah.
Like, our last is, how would I word this? Last one is how advanced the country is, yet how traditional it is at the same time, how they value their culture.
Basically, like, there's such a variety of things to do in Korea. Like, a lot of times when people think of Korea, they only think of Seoul, which, I mean, I did the same thing too, but there's
literally didn't know anything else existed.
Yeah, like, there's so much culture and history here, and like, you can go to Seoul, of course, and there's so much technology, it's so advanced, or you can go hop on a plane for an hour and go to Jeju, amazing, beautiful island. People say that it's the Hawaii of Korea.
Yeah.
And you can go hiking, you can go to the beach.
I have a video on it, so check it out.
Yeah, and explore nature. Even within like the main peninsula of Korea, there's traditional cities, Gyeongju, Jeonju, or you can, you know, get a little mix of the sea and the city life in Busan. So much more than Seoul, and even in Changwon.
We love it.
No one has heard of when we go to Seoul and we talk to Korean people. They're like, why do you live there?
That we're like, but we don't choose. Company that we went through is like
it's
only
through the government.
This Gyeongsangnam-do province.
Yeah.
So it's at the very south, and like the main city in our province is Busan. If you know, that's the second largest city. I'm only an hour and 15 minutes away from it. She's like 30 minutes from it.
We weren't allowed to choose where we lived. That's kind of like the compromise between having a secure job in the public school system. Not allowed to choose where you live. You just get placed somewhere. I think if I got placed in Seoul or in Busan, I would never go to any of the smaller cities. I would just have no reason to be honest.
And I wouldn't have the traditional experience. I don't know, like the way that they used to live. Like I feel like I'm getting more of that experience here versus how advanced it is in Seoul. Like very authentic. I see like the women on the street, the ajumas, selling all of their fresh produce that they grew themselves.
I mean, when we visit Seoul, everyone who works at a restaurant, at a cafe, anyone speaks English at least enough to you and have a conversation, a basic conversation. Here that is not the case.
I like love that feeling. Like you really have to like figure things out for yourself. Like it's fun. Yeah. It's like a good feeling. Like I like how people can't understand me. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the dislikes. And again, just to say, these are just little quirks that we've noticed, not so much dislikes, and they're kind of like I don't know. Anyway, number one. Okay, so we started the video saying how much we love the food culture, but there is a downside to this, surprisingly. The food's amazing, absolutely love it, love soju, blah blah blah. You have to order food when you go out to eat and drink. You have to order a dish. When you're like on your 4th bar and you're stuffed to the brim and you do not want
to order something,
it's actually really annoying. There's been times where we've just had to like go home because we're like too full.
Or we'll go and drink at a convenient. I know.
But like anyway, this is just like
it's fine when you're in a group of like 4 or 5 people. That's perfect. For 2 of us, if we go to dinner before and then we go to like 4 pubs afterwards, 2 people eating like
so much food.
5 pots of stew.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like in the communal pot, so we're like we have like a ladle, we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, so it's not just like 1 serving each, we're eating like 5 servings at each plate. Like in order to avoid eating at a pub, we drink at the mini mart and convenience stores.
We'll sit outside a convenience store because you can drink alcohol anywhere, like it's legal, which is nice. That's another like.
Yeah, but it's silly. It's a very first world problem to complain about.
Going home, like you're allowed to go to a restaurant and like just get a drink, to just go for drinks with your friends, but here you can't really do that. And like the cocktail bars, there's a few, but like they're not like, I don't know, they're just like not the same.
And also if you're drinking soju all night and then you go to a cocktail bar, it's like you don't want to mix the alcohol and
oh my god.
That one tastes, how does it change?
I know. Okay, number 2 of dislike is there are no public trash cans anywhere.
And because of that, littering is pretty acceptable here.
Littering is really bad. There's a lot of litter. But like the thing is, it doesn't really make sense because they sort their garbage. They compost.
Yeah, in some ways, like it's very environmentally friendly, but then it's like there's no public trash cans along the sidewalk. So if you're walking with, you know, an empty cup of coffee. This
might seem like very minor, but like you'd be surprised at how many times you walk with like a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until I come here and there's no trash cans. You get a coffee to go and you're just like carrying around this fucking coffee cup for like an hour. It's like really annoying. It's like a very clean, but like there is more litter because there's no trash cans. It's just like a weird thing.
Just put a couple trash cans, like at least in the downtown area.
And that kind of leads into number 3, which are in bathrooms. There's no toilet paper ever. No toilet paper, and a lot of the toilets are like the squatting toilets.
Wait, how did that lead in?
I don't know. It made sense in my head.
I'm like waiting for the connection.
And I guess like I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay.
It like made sense in my head. Like
I trust
toilet paper.
I
like,
trust
to hold it.
Uh-huh.
But I guess there's none.
Do you hold your own?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Anywho.
In public restrooms, a lot of times it's common for their toilets that are just a hole in the ground and you squat over them. I have to say,
when you're drunk.
When you're drunk, the feat of a lifetime.
It's like so crazy. It's like an experience and a half.
It really is.
Imagine wearing a bodysuit. Lucky I only packed 1. It doesn't go in. I don't know why I'm saying that. Number 4, when you come to teach English, apartment is rent-free. So obviously you're not going to live in a glamorous apartment, but there is hardly a kitchen and there's no oven. No. So that's number 4, is that there's no ovens. And the kitchen is like, I have a mini fridge, like it's so small.
Yeah, I can live with a small kitchen. It has been quite difficult to live with no oven.
I know. And
especially
I never thought about that.
Especially as someone who like likes to cook.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, my stove has 2 burners, which is fine. Like that's that's enough, but it's just hard.
I know,
like
coming from a house and like where you have a full kitchen and like the 4 burners. Like a typical standard North American house / apartment, whatever you've lived in, comes with like some type of cooking space, usually 4 burners. I'm lucky I have 3 burners, so it's not bad, but she is too. And like, but I have a mini fridge, she has a full-size fridge, so like you never really know what you're gonna get. But like, can buy like a little toaster oven, but like I just didn't. I don't know,
it would take up all of my counter
because
space.
we're not like permanently here. It's also like
how much do you want to invest in like
in that,
these appliances,
and then what are you gonna do with them when you do go back home? Unless you're planning on staying here for like legit 10 years, we don't think but like I
mean, never know.
You never know, like maybe I'll come back, I don't know. So the kitchen is just small.
You can't bake cookies. You can't.
I don't have a microwave
or chicken.
I didn't know that I was supposed to have one. That's just something that fucked up in my contract. Like I'm supposed to have one.
I had to tell Heather that that's actually supposed to be in her contract,
but like I didn't know. We're actually on to our last one, which is the hard ass bed that you get, that they sleep on here. Hard, and like when we first came here, like that was a big shock, going from like a memory foam therapeutic or whatever that word is, Tempur-Pedic
I just want to emphasize that we know these are first world problems, and again, these are just our personal experiences.
But this is videos for anyone coming from North America to Korea. There's like that doesn't really know what we're getting into, like, or just like that. And these are just random little things that like really we're just like, okay, if we could, I would love my like memory foam bed.
I know.
And like we both know that this is like full of privilege, so like don't even bother comment, like we're aware.
But I will never forget, didn't sleep the night before I left for Korea. I don't recommend.
Also, she's from Florida and I'm a city called Halifax in Nova Scotia, Canada, so like that in the first few videos. Anyway.
I didn't sleep before my flight, and my flight was at 5 a.m. so I had to wake up at like 2 a.m. be at the airport at 3 a.m. The way over here was 24 hours, including all the layovers and everything, 3 flights. I get to the hotel at about 11 p.m. like 2 days later, and I just plopped on the bed and about the wind out of me because the hotel bed was hard as a door.
It was literally like this. Oh my god, I did the same thing. I like jumped on the bed. I was, yes, a bed, and it was like boom.
And I was like 40 hours sleep deprived, like so exhausted. I felt drunk, and then to just like lose my breath when I laid on the bed, like you gotta be kidding me.
I know.
And my apartment bed is the same way. I've gotten used to it now, and it's actually, I've read that it's actually a lot better for your spine.
Healthy. It's so healthy for you.
It's a lot better for your spine, but that's really only if you lie flat on your back, and personally, I'm a side sleeper, so it doesn't really work for me.
I sleep on my back.
Anyways,
yeah, that was a shock.
Yeah, it's something to get used to. It's definitely, like, none of these things are deal breakers at all. You can tell they're very trivial.
They're so minor that like, I had to like pause before we started the video and like be
we were
okay,
kind of like racking our brains.
What can we even think about?
Yeah.
But these are just things that like coming from Canada and US, obviously things are gonna be different. Yeah.
But very worth it.
Very worth it.
So we've been here for 1 year. In 2 weeks will be our 1 year anniversary.
Our 1 year. Best friends ever since.
Best friends. And I am staying with Heather.
Leaving.
Heather's going back to Canada. I really don't know what I'm gonna do.
I know, we don't like talking about it, because it's not goodbye, it's I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna close it out.
I drink to hide the pain.
We're about to go get some bomb-ass hay barbecue. That's it. So thank you guys so much for watching.
If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe, please.
Yeah, and share it with anyone you know that's moving to Korea, or anyone you think that might like it. Have a beautiful day.
Cheers. I finished this.
Bye.